The Republic of South Africa is the only country on the continent of Africa which has a modern, well-developed economic structure based on the foundations established by Europeans, mainly the British and the Dutch, since the second half of the 19th century. The main contributors to development were the gold rush, centered on Johannesburg, and diamond mining around Kimberley, halfway between Cape Town and Johannesburg. South Africa also has a prosperous coastal region all the way to Mozambique and a first-class 1 million acre game park in the east. The gold mines at Johannesburg eventually became part of the city's landscape, with the huge dumps of waste called tailings very much present as a reminder of the past, but mining activities continue also up to the present. The immense wealth created a modern city, while the capital at Pretoria was established nearby. The largest mining company is Anglo-American, with global interests. The diamond mining at Kimberley started at the end of the 19th century, when a shepherd found a large diamond. Practically all the diamond mining is underground, to the depths of several thousand feet, and South Africans are the most advanced deep rock miners on Earth. The diamond production is controlled by De Beers Corporation on a global scale. Since the 16th century on, the coast of South Africa has gained increased importance as a major stop for ships sailing from Europe to India and the Far East around the Cape of Good Hope. The excellent harbor at Cape Town has an impressive setting with a magnificent backdrop of Table Mountain. Cape Town is also an important fishing port, as the Benguela Current along the west coast of South Africa and the cold waters moving from west to east in the southern hemisphere have a great abundance and variety of fish. The city of Cape Town has all the expected modern facilities and a very pleasant climate, 60 to 75 degrees year-round. It is a very important port of the global trade, and a few miles eastward the United States also maintains a major naval base. The cloud over Table Mountain is referred to as the tablecloth and is a major attraction year-round, not having equal anywhere on Earth. The top of the mountain is flat and has a first-class nature reserve, but not with big game due to lying too far south from the major wildlife areas. Cape Town, unlike Johannesburg, commonly referred to as Joburg, has restricted the never-ending building of skyscraper type of structures and situates those on the edge of the city away from the harbor. The overall result is pleasing, and in spite of being the most important coastal city, the impression is that of a rather leisurely place in business and otherwise. Due to ever-increasing global trade, Cape Town is growing steadily, backed up by the mountain scenery. The city itself is well kept, but on the outskirts one encounters some seemingly inevitable shantytowns, inhabited by Africans migrating there to better their lives. A spectacular aerial tramway makes access to the top of Table Mountain easy and provides a most impressive view of the city and harbor. It is in operation year-round. Snow never falls on Cape Town. Most fortunately, there are no souvenir stands on the top or any other facilities like in the United States. A few miles inland and extending some 25 miles eastward of Cape Town lies the world-famous wine region of South Africa. It was established by the Huguenots, the Protestant converts in France who were exiled by the Catholic kings in the late 16th and 17th century. The vineyards have a Mediterranean climate and produce the famous red wines, as good or better than those produced in France. The cultivation is advanced by the most advanced scientific methods, using experts from several countries. The setting is enhanced by the magnificent backdrop of mountains covered by tree plantations at the lower elevations. The region is prosperous, having no large cities or towns and no shanty towns. The African employees housed in neat settlements. The European population is mostly of French, British and Dutch origin, living on farms of 10 to 20 acres of size, nearly all planted to grapes. It is remarkable to find a region used entirely to wine cultivation in tropical Africa, but it provides remarkable prosperity, and beyond that it appears that with proper techniques it will maintain soil fertility. The numerous hedges not only denote property or plot boundaries, but also decrease potential erosion to a minimal level in spite of the sloping terrain. The most characteristic of the early homes were built in the Dutch style, with antique furniture and spotlessly maintained. The Dutch were the most significant migrants to inland in South Africa, and at the turn of the 19th century waged a bitter war against the British. The so-called Boer still maintain a distinct disposition and do not forget those times. The beach off Cape Town is visually attractive, but due to the low temperature of the water, 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, it is not a popular attraction. There are also sharks present most of the time, but they cause a minor problem only. A very special feature, witnessed by extremely few tourists or visitors from the Western world, is to go to the end of a continent. In reality, that is possible only in case of Africa. The view here is that of the last rocks on the African continent, jutting into the western edge of the Indian Ocean at Cape Agulhas. Fortunately, there is no road or access to the rock. The waves are rough and the water cold, so the place is free from the usual clutter imparted by visitors and will remain so.